I am going to teach you minimization in LPP. Let us take an example. Sum minimize z is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 subject to constraints x1 plus x2 equal to 200. x1 is less than or equal to 80, x2 is greater than or equal to 60. Then non-negativity, x1 comma x2 always greater or equal to 0. In the earlier classes, I have taught you how to solve a maximization problem. Now, this is quite opposite. It is a minimization case. In case you are facing a minimization in an LPP, it is advisable you do a method called Charness's penalty method, which is very well and famously known as the Big M method. So now we are going to see how to solve this minimization using Big M method. First, you should find the initial basic feasible solution. Minimize z is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2. These two are the basic variables which are given in the problem. We should add the non-basic variables as and when they arrive based on the constraints. So let us first remove the inequalities in the constraints, then from there we will bring the non-basic variables to the objective function. Subject to constraints. The first constraint, we have got equal to sign. This is a peculiar case because it is neither greater nor equal. It is straight away an equal to case, which means you need not balance it. x1 plus x2. See, when I tell you need not balance it, it doesn't mean you are going to write the same equation. Still, we should add a non-basic variable here. The non-basic variable what I am going to add is called as artificial slack variable. It is a slack variable, but I am creating it artificially, hence it is referred as artificial slack variable. Artificial is A, so I write A1, which is equal to 200. Though there is no slack or surplus variable, I create an artificial slack variable here. The second equation, x1 less than or equal to 80, you already know when the left hand side is lesser than the right hand side, we take it as a leftover, we call it as the slack variable. So you should add s1 and equalize it for the 80. This is the usual step what you do in the maximization. When you get the lesser than sign, we add only the slack variable. Then the third equation, you can see it as a greater than sign. Usually when you do a maximization sum in the normal simplex method, we convert this greater than sign by multiplying it by -1, so that this becomes minus x2, this becomes lesser than or equal to, then this becomes minus 60. But in case of Big M method, you should not do that. Rather, this part I am going to make a small change, that is I am going to remove the surplus variable. When this side is less, we tell there is leftover, that leftover is slack. Whereas this side is now more. More means extra. Here S stands for surplus. So the surplus is removed. Slack variable is added, surplus is removed. As both have S, I should write S1 there, so S2 here. So plus slack variable S1 minus surplus variable S2, which is equal to 60. But you should not stop here. The main purpose of this begin method is to include the artificial slack variable whenever the equation is not less than or equal to. So I am going to add the artificial slack variable here. As it is occurring for the second time, I will call it as A2. So only when the constraints have lesser than or equal to sign, it is a normal constraint. Other than that, if it shows an equal to sign or a greater than sign, it should definitely have the artificial slack variable included in the initial basic feasible solution. So from here we are going to the non-negativity. So before that, let us fill the objective function. Take all these non-basic variables here, which is, let us first fill the s plus 0s1 plus 0s2. Then you can fill in the a. There are two a's, but when you fill in the a's, please add the variable m, ma1 plus ma2. M denotes a huge value. M in Roman letter is generally a huge number. You can take at least 1000 or more than 1000. As we are not sure what is going to be the artificial slack variable's expected value, we assume that value to be as M. M is a huge value. So now when you come to the non-negativity, take all the variables which is given in the objective function as non-negative. x1, x2, s1, s2, a1, a2 all must be greater or equal to 0. So we have done with the initial basic feasible solution. From here we are going to form the table and enter these values into the table. So here I have got the table done, the same simplex table, no confusion in it. Cj on top, C bar, basis, x0, followed by the variables which are given in the objective function, which is x1, x2, s1, s2, a1 and a2. Leave a column blank. You might need it when the circumstance deem it is fit. At that time we will fill it up. Now let us take the objective function, fill those values in the table. 3x1 right here, because the objective function is Cj. 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus ma1 plus ma2. Now we are going to enter into the table. For that, first you should fill the basis. For the basis, you should always take the constraints. If A is there, you should prefer only A. That is, artificial slack variable is there, you should always prefer the artificial slack variable. In other words, you should always prefer the slack variables and not the surplus variables. Which means for the first constraint it is A1. For the second constraint it is S1, and the third constraint it is A2. For A1, the Cj value is M, so C bar is also M. For S1, the Cj value is 0, so C bar is 0. For A2, the Cj value is M, so C bar is also M. Now go to the first constraint. x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 plus 1a1 equal to 200, which means s1, s2, a2 are not available there. So mark zeros. Then the second constraint, x1 is 1, s1 is 1 equal to 80 That means x2 is 0, s2 is 0, a1 is 0 and a2 is 0. And third constraint is x2 minus x2 is 1 minus 1 s2, because s2 is minus here, then a2 is 1 equal to 60. That means 0 in the rest of the places. Now what we should do is, we should calculate Zj. Zj 200 into m, 200 m, this is 0 and this is 60 m, which means 260 m. 1 into m, m, 0, 0 into m, 0, which means m. 1 into m, m, 0, 1 into m, m, which means 2m. Then 0 into m is 0, 0, 0 into m is 0, so this is 0. 0, 0 minus m, m, 1 into m, m, 0, 0, so m. 0 into m 0, 0 into 0 0, 1 into m m. Zj minus Cj, 260m minus nothing, 260m. m minus 3, m minus 3. 2m minus 5, 2m minus 5. 0 minus 0, minus m, m minus m, m minus m. So this is the row where we should get the answer, and in this row if you find m, the optimality is not arrived. So this is unlike the previous scenario, right? In the previous scenario I told there should not be negatives, but here you should not have m's. So if m is available as of now, you should see that the m is not available. So there are 3 m's here, m minus 3, 2m minus 5, minus m. Now as m is available, optimality is not arrived. So what we should do? We should go for the iteration. When we go for the iteration, you should identify what is the incoming variable and what is the outgoing variable. The incoming variable. Identify the incoming variable based on the highest m, which means this is only 1m, whereas this is 2m, which means the x2 has a highest m value. That means x2 becomes the incoming variable. When x2 is the incoming variable, that becomes the pivotal column. That becomes the pivotal column. So x2 is the pivotal column. When x2 is the pivotal column, you should find theta, which is x0 by pc, in order to identify the outgoing variable. 200 divided by 1 is equal to 200. 80 divided by 0 is infinity. 60 divided by 1 is 60. Always eliminate the least positive. Least positive is 60. So eliminate A2. Eliminate A2. When I am going to eliminate A2, A2 is the outgoing variable and this row is referred as pivotal row. This one becomes the pivot. X2, incoming variable, is the pivotal column. A2, the least positive, is the outgoing variable, which is the pivotal row. This one becomes the pivot. With this, we are going to form the next table.